Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, rabbits of all ages, we proudly bring to you the 59th episode of the Weekly Dosage! The Rabbit, formerly Eric the Dead, the Locksteady, and the GW. Not George W.
The George W.
That's soon to come.
That George Bush.
But speaking of the year 2000, one thing happened before that, and that is the year 1999. So welcome everyone to All the Good Culture, Weekly Dosage, episode 59. Before we jump into things, though, Eric put together a really nice tribute to a fallen hero of ours. So we want to put that up for a second here. I'm being summoned. So, unfortunately, this week in real time, we lost one of the greats, that being Stan Lee.
Man, this hit me hard.
So let's marvel.
Yeah, me too.
Let's marvel here at some of his feats. And a moment of silence.
A literal moment of silence. I muted all the mics.
So these are some of his notable things. Obviously, we could do an entire episode on him here. Rest in peace, one of the greats of nerd and geek culture. Truly defined something for one of us, whether it was games that you liked of these characters, movies, comics. He inspired somebody out there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I didn't read too many comics, but I watched a lot of the movies. And when I actually did read comics, Marvel was my go-to, was my jam.
They just had the better characters, better variety.
I do want to take a moment to point out the beautiful inclusion of the Tony Stank up in the top right. That is absolutely him from the end of Civil War.
Yeah. I tried to find a good mixture of everything. Like... old school pictures like the one on the left with one of the original Captain Americas, and then anywhere from there to like the humorous ones with him and the two weird Wolverines.
Yeah, those are some strange. This is a banana suit Wolverine. It looks
banana
like.
Suit Wolverine, and then I ate everything at the mini bar Wolverine.
That's a picture of me.
But it also has some of his greatest accomplishments, like Spider-Man, Hulk, and then meeting Michael Jackson, of course.
Who is also dead. That's double sad.
Man.
Double sad.
All right. And so we said goodbye.
95 years young.
Yeah, man.
Thank you for everything, Stanley.
Yeah.
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
So, we're going to jump into things. A little sad note to start things, but we couldn't not do anything for him. So, we're going to talk about a notable birth this year. Of course, that goes to Chandler Riggs, the actor who most notably played
Coral.
Walking Dead. It's Arl because he can't see.
Oh, that's right. And
that is a terrible joke.
It is pretty bad.
Yeah.
One of the unfortunate deaths in 99 as well. One of the greatest, in my opinion, directors that ever lived and created, being
Shel Silverstein.
Shel Silverstein. No, Stanley Kubrick. But yes, one of the greatest poets, writers, being Shel Silverstein.
Stanley Kubrick.
The Giving Tree, Falling Up, Where the Sidewalk Ends.
Where the Sidewalk Ends is amazing.
Those are some of the most notable that I read growing up, and then my son is now reading, is The Giving Tree. So amazing to see it transcend generations.
I read Where the Sidewalk Ends a bunch.
So good. So good.
Yeah.
The artwork, too, is really neat. But those are the notable births and deaths of this year. So this was, at this point when we're filming this live here 19 years ago. But we're going to jump into our first topic of the night, since this is going to be a longer one here. Y'all some echoey dudes, says the chat.
Yeah.
We're echoey, huh?
Well, I muted my mic, so hopefully that'll fix it.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Kevin.
Whatever, Kevin. Sorry, can't please everyone. Are we still echoey?
Echo.
But our first topic of the show here. First topic of the show.
Oh, must be all that Y2K.
Kevin says we're still echoey. No, we're better now. Which is it?
I think he meant, yeah, we're better, not, yeah, we're still echoey.
Okay, thank you. Let's talk wrestling, though, huh? Because 1999, for me, and for most people out there, was the peak of the Attitude Era and wrestling audience viewership. This is probably when you became a super fan, Mr. Rabbit.
I agree. I'll be right back. I'm gonna run and grab some lotion because my arms are very dry.
He's excited about this topic. He's gonna lotion up.
So excited.
All right, we're gonna go through the awards here quick while he's getting lotions. Talk about Wrestler of the Year. Mr. Stone Cold Steve Austin comes as no surprise here. If you remember anything about this part of the Attitude Era, his feud with Vince McMahon, among other things, The Rock, Mick Foley. And Kevin says I'm out. Get out of here. We don't want you. So Stone Cold, deservingly the Wrestler of the Year this year, was at the peak and height, really, of his career.
Yeah.
Tag Team of the Year, Kane and X-Pac. This came as a surprise to me. They did run a lot, being that DX was kind of, he says kind of running things, and he joined it. It was leading into the whole thing where he started talking. His first words were "socket." Some stupid things happening, but again, this came as a surprise to me, being the Tag Team of the Year. I would have preferred Owen Hart and Jeff Jarrett, in my opinion. They were a solid tag team, but then again, I'm biased on that. Match of the year went to what we talked about in 1998. Welcome back, Rabbit. We have The Rock and Mankind at the Royal Rumble, which was the I Quit match.
All lotioned up and ready to go.
A match that, as I mentioned, it was like 16 or 17 chair shots to the head that Mankind took.
Oh, yeah, it was crazy.
It was a brutal, brutal match, and it is on the network right now. You can watch it. But if you want to see some brutality, that's one to watch.
The WCW network.
Yeah, that would have been cool. Feud of the year went to, no surprise here as well, Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Second year in a row.
Second year in a row for that.
Which is why I used a different picture.
Good call. Again, if you were watching the programming at that time or going back and watching it on the network now, you'll understand why. I don't have to go into in-depth detail. Yeah. They deserved this Feud of the Year award. Most popular wrestler of the year, coming as no surprise as well. This is at the incline or increase of his popularity. He started appearing on TV Guide magazine, started getting recognition to get picked up for SNL. I believe it was around the time he got picked up on that 70s show for an episode. And then, what was it? The Scorpion King was shortly after this, not this year, but or it might have been. I can't recall now. But he was starting to get that outside Hollywood fame. He really hit the incline or increase. Most hated wrestler of the year, DDP. Diamond Dallas Page. I don't know why or recall.
I don't either. I don't remember whatever angles he was in.
No, it must have been the heel character he was playing, the persona. I know he had some feuds with Goldberg and some things going on. Don't know if that played too much into it. Again, I'm not the biggest WCW fan. So I don't know why he was awarded the most hated that year. The comeback of the year went to Eddie Guerrero, which was really at the height of the cruiserweight division, starting to get attention in WCW. It was kind of a changing of a lot of things in WCW. You started seeing people jump ship too, and finally Eddie was getting recognition among some of the other cruiserweights. They even had a movie Ready to Rumble, which featured a lot of the cruiserweights.
That movie was trash.
Oh, take that back.
No.
I liked that movie a lot. Most improved wrestler of the year, Jerry Lynn. This is an interesting one. The most inspirational wrestler of the year went to Hulk Hogan, which I don't know about you, but I'm not inspired by a racist.
He wasn't racist then.
Oh, please. Get out of here.
He didn't seem racist then.
He didn't. There you go. That's a better way of putting it. Rookie of the year. I think he
won that because he got injured and came back super quick.
That could have been. Rookie of the year went to Shane McMahon.
Shane O'Mac.
Interesting choice.
Daddy.
Yeah. Lifetime achievement. It's sad that this award was given to a person in their young 30s. Owen Hart. As you may or may not know, he passed away in 1999 in a tragic in-ring accident, which we're going to touch on here in a moment. And the Editor's Award went to Deborah, who is Stone Cold's ex-wife.
There's a lot of wrestling stuff in 99.
There's a lot, yeah. WCW World Heavyweight Championship. The incoming champion that year was Kevin Nash. We talked about that ending 98, but he went into the first episode of Monday Night Nitro, January 4th, and this is the incident known as the Finger Poke of Doom, where it was him versus Hollywood Hogan. He poked him, Hogan poking Nash. He then took a dive, laid on his back. 1, 2, 3. Hogan was champ. The biggest ruse out there in wrestling. And ultimately, it was when fans had enough, and this is when I talked about them jumping over to WWF at that time to watch Mankind win instead of this nonsense that happened.
So you guys keep talking about how good the Monday Night Wars documentary is, and I've never actually watched it. It's something that I've always wanted to watch, and I watched the first episode last week, and it was really interesting. So I think I'm gonna finish that up.
You really should. You're gonna do yourself a service, and you're in for a treat. No, nobody. It is really good though. They cover so much important content in a condensed form. I enjoyed the documentary.
I knew I was going to enjoy it. I just didn't actually pull the trigger yet.
Yeah, definitely continue watching. Don't give up on it. So Hogan would hold the belt until uncensored, March 14th. Drop it to Ric Flair in a First Blood barbed wire steel cage match. Flair would hold on to the belt until April 11th at Spring Stampede. He would drop it to Diamond Dallas Page in a Four Corners match, also involving Sting, Hogan, Randy Savage. Page would hold it then just until April 26th on Nitro, where he would drop it to Sting. The same day, DDP would win it back in another Four Corners match involving Nash and Goldberg.
That same night?
Same night.
Huh. That's weird. Does he kind of look like... His hair kind of looks like Kenny Omega's a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Curly.
A lot of weird stuff going on in WCW during this time.
So this is the 99 and 2000. The title changed many, many times. So May 9th, now just a couple weeks after this, at Slamboree, Kevin Nash would win the belt. He would hold on to it till July 11th at Bash at the Beach. Randy Savage would win in a tag team match with Savage, Sid Vicious facing Nash and Sting. Where someone pinned Nash or made him submit, that person would become the champion. So Savage pinned Nash to win the title.
Jeez, that version of Savage was so weird.
Bonesaw.
The Bonesaw.
He would hold it for one day until Hogan would win it the next day on Nitro. Reverted to his Hulkamania character midway through this reign. So he was Hollywood, and then he would go to Hulkamania halfway through, which is probably the inspirational thing because it was the final little bit of NWO finally. That died.
Yeah.
He would hold it until September 12th, where Sting would win at Fall Brawl. The title was vacated on October 25th. On Nitro, Sting was stripped of the title after losing an unsanctioned match against Goldberg and attacked referee Charles Robinson.
Give it a second.
Is that Lil Nate?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had an unsanctioned match with Goldberg, which he lost, and Charles Robinson gave the belt to Goldberg, so Sting attacked him, and then the next night on Nitro, he called out J.J. Dillon and was like, "This is bullcrap. I said I was looking for a fight. I never said the belt was up." And J.J. Dillon was like, "You're right. You never said that. But since the match was unsanctioned and you attacked the ref, neither of you are champion. It's vacated."
So they would go on building a story to Mayhem, which is their big show of the year. November 21st, Bret Hart would beat Chris Benoit in a tournament final for the vacant title. He would then hold it for a month until December 20th, where it was vacated on Nitro due to a controversial end to a match with Goldberg at Starrcade. Then at December 20th as well, on Nitro, Bret Hart would defeat Goldberg in a rematch for the title.
And reunify the NWO again.
Yeah. So some interesting stuff, and we also would see Jarrett here, as you see in this grouping. He had recently defected and ended his contract with WWF the month before this. So
those glasses.
Yeah. I loved Jeff Jarrett. He was awesome. So we're going to hop over to the WWF Championship. Incoming champion was Mankind, technically on a technicality because it was filmed before the new year, but the first episode of Raw was actually a taped episode, which is ultimately what we talked about in 98, where WCW announced on their show they spoiled the main event because of the tape delay, or the pre-taped episode. And ultimately, again, it was the last time that WCW would ever have ratings advantage on WWF. They went on to control the ratings war from there out because of their mistake, thinking that no one wanted to see Mankind when actually everyone wanted to see Mankind win the belt. He would hold on to it until The Rock beat him at Royal Rumble, which we talked about, which was an I Quit match. The fun note about this one, if you've never seen it, he did some promos backstage before the match where he said, "I would never say I quit, I quit." And somebody used that recording to play over the PA system in the arena when The Rock was sticking the mic on him. So supposedly Mick Foley was unconscious and they made that recording happen and he lost the belt because of it. So he never actually said I quit, but it played into the storyline.
Have a nice day.
So The Rock would hold the belt until Halftime Heat, which is an empty arena match that aired on tape delay for the Super Bowl. It was the empty arena match, which was pretty good. So Mick Foley, or Mankind rather, would win it back here. He would hold on to it till February 15th on Raw's War. It was a ladder match. The Rock would win it back yet again. Ultimately, because they were setting up a second match between Stone Cold and The Rock at WrestleMania 15. It was no disqualification match with Mankind as the referee now, where Stone Cold would win the belt. Stone Cold would feud with The Undertaker after this, and The Undertaker would finally win the belt at Over the Edge May 23rd, where both Vince and Shane McMahon were special referees. So you would see the rise of the corporate ministry here, if you remember this era. Unfortunately, this exact pay-per-view, too, was overshadowed by the fall of Owen Hart. This is the pay-per-view that continued on when he fell. We're going to get to more than that in detail in a moment. Mick got destroyed in that match.
I still have never watched the actual incident.
It's hard to find footage on it. The pay-per-view itself doesn't show it.
Yeah, it's all edited now, even on the network. Because they didn't really show it live, because I actually was watching this pay-per-view when it happened. And the camera starts to pan over to where Owen should be coming down, and then it immediately cuts away when you can tell that he starts falling. Mm-hmm. But even the footage on the network now, like, it just doesn't show it.
Yeah, it jumps matches.
Well, even like, I've never even actually went to look for it because I don't know if I want to.
I have someone's recording of the actual pay-per-view, non-edited, and it doesn't show it. There's only random still images from crowd shots that show like a blurry thing, and then him being aided by medics on the ring apron. Because he didn't die on the fall; he died on the way to the hospital.
Yeah,
right. So what actually happened? Like, where did he fall and land?
So he landed head first. He landed head and chest first into the turnbuckle from about, I think it was like 80 feet, 70, 80 feet. Basically, he did not want to wear the additional safety harness, and it malfunctioned because of that. He didn't want to wear it because it took too long to undo, and he wanted to get in his blue blazer gear and keep going with his entrance.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
So yeah, highly tragic.
I mean, obviously, we'll talk more about this when it actually comes up, but
I have a bit more on it too.
Yeah, I was looking through stuff for that because it was part of this episode, I stumbled across a couple of different documentaries that were talking about it, and ultimately the whole reason he was supposed to be coming down from the ceiling in the first place was so that after he unhooked, he would take 2 steps and then fall on his face to kind of lampoon how awesome they were trying to say it was for Sting to come down from the ceiling like a total badass. Yeah. And so literally he died over a trip joke, basically.
Yeah, too soon. He was a fantastic wrestler. A lot of people didn't like him, but I thought he was good.
He was a heart.
Yeah. So Undertaker would hold on to it until Raw's War, where he would drop it to Stone Cold on June 28th. Stone Cold would hang on to it until SummerSlam, August 22nd. Triple threat match with him and Triple H, where Jesse Ventura is the referee. Mankind would then drop it the next night to Triple H, Raw's War, where Shane was the referee. Triple H would hold the belt until September 14th. Vince McMahon would win the title on SmackDown And keep in mind, this is the first, I think one of the first few episodes of SmackDown, if not the first episode. I can't remember exactly. So SmackDown debuted this year. The belt was then vacated on Raw's War on September 20th. Vince McMahon vacated the belt. And September 26th at Unforgiven, there was a six-pack challenge involving The Rock, Mankind, Big Show, British Bulldog, Kane, and Stone Cold as the special outside enforcer. Triple H would win the belt here. And Survivor Series, November 14th, there was a triple threat match with Big Show, Triple H, and The Rock. Big Show would win the belt. So he would end the year as champion.
But again, what date do you think the first date of SmackDown was?
Or it was the beginning of September. I know there was a one in March or April.
The first episode was April 29th.
That was the pilot, but it didn't debut on UPN until, I think, September.
Okay.
Come on.
Notable incidents. We talked about the death of Owen Hart, the finger poke of doom.
Just a second.
What happened?
My mouse died.
Oh.
Your mouse, dude?
So now I gotta switch to my trackpad.
Yeah,
Owen Hart.
Let's see. SmackDown was broadcast live on Tuesday nights, but blah 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 blah. The show used to be broadcast on Thursday nights, but moved to Friday on September. Oh, never mind. That was 2015.
Yeah.
Wait.
So
debuted in the United States on the UPN television network on April 29th.
That's the pilot, though. The official start of it wasn't until September.
Huh. I don't see anything about September 99. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
ECW and TNN debuted in 99. Bischoff was fired from WCW. And Russo and Ed Ferreira became writers in WCW. So there you go, beginning of August 26. There's the graphic. I knew it was around that time because I knew the pilot was months before.
There was Bischoff getting fired.
So Vince Russo was ultimately the thing that began the self-destruction of WCW. So as we talked about significant events, the finger poke of doom, which was that incident, the first Doom match where NWO Hollywood faction leader Hulk Hogan poked Kevin Nash. Obviously, Kevin Nash theatrically collapsed in the mat before being pinned. Also before the broadcast, lead play-by-play announcer Tony Schiavone announced the results of the pre-taped Monday Night Raw episode, as we talked about there. And again, that was the beginning of the end for WCW. They shot themselves in the foot with this incident. In March of this year, Gorilla Monsoon made his final appearance for WWF, notably frail due to terminal health issues. He is introduced as a judge for the Brawl for All tournament, and that's conducted at WrestleMania 15. Monsoon died 6.5 months later at the age of 62 following a long battle with diabetes. If you know anything about the history of Gorilla Monsoon, he looks incredibly frail here. This is not his normal size and physique. So this was, awful to see him like this.
Yeah, I don't think I know anything about Gorilla Monsoon.
One of the greatest commentators to ever live. May 23rd.
Oh, yeah, no, he was
why they call it the
bigger.
gorilla position.
And yes, indeed, that is why they call it the gorilla position. It's a tribute to him. May 23rd, we talked about Owen Hart dying at the Over the Edge pay-per-view, dressed and competing as the Blue Laser, who obviously was the superhero-like character. He was going against Godfather for the Intercontinental Championship. Descending from the rafters when his harness line malfunctioned, he fell 70 feet from atop the rafters into the ring, suffering fatal injuries. After an extended delay in which paramedics and color commentator Jerry the King Lawler rushed to Hart's aid, they decided to continue the show, which a lot of people were pissed about. And there are a lot of issues regarding that. This and the WWE's decision not to announce the live arena audience that Hart had died from his injuries. Announcers Jim Ross and Lawler, the later deviating from his usual nasty heel commentary style of the era, would tell the television audience that he was dead. So throughout towards the end of the program, they would say he had passed. So they did confirm it. The very next night, they did a Raw is Owen show. It was a tribute, and of course, they did the 10-bell salute.
You know what?
Real quick for people like Eric who don't know what he looked
Kevin
like
Owens.
before.
If he wanted to get super heel heat, he could make a Raw as Owen spoof.
So there you go. There's Gorilla.
Oh wow!
So that's why we said he was incredibly frail. He was not a small man. So in June of that year, Rena Mero filed a $110 million, for you don't know, it's Sable.
So much hair.
Files a $110 million lawsuit against the WWF claiming sexual harassment, unsafe working conditions. The case is settled out of court in August. She had also reduced the amount of damages she was seeking, although the rights to the name Sable remain with the WWF. So it's funny that she continued to work for them and came back to work for them after all that.
Yeah.
For those that don't know,
Money must have been that good,
wife
huh?
of Lesnar.
Yeah.
August of that year, we talked about ECW debuting on TNN on the sole original match on the show's debut episode, which was otherwise compromised of promos and highlights of matches due to Paul Heyman's dissatisfaction with the first TNN shoot. So they used just stock footage for their premiere.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. September, Bischoff is relieved of his duties as WCW president by TBS Sports. As a result of the recent downturn in WCW's fortunes following the infamous Finger Poke of Doom, which, as much as I said, this again made a lot of bad things start to happen for WCW. That one finger poke.
Why did they do that? I don't know if you mentioned why they did it or if it even says.
They thought it would be a funny storyline, and ultimately half the roster had creative control. When you continue to watch the history of Monday Night Wars, you'll learn a little bit more about that.
Cool.
October,
I feel like we should be sponsored by the WWE Network at some point.
At some point, with all this that we share and all the name dropping.
Yeah.
October this year, Vince Russo and Ed Ferreira sign on as the new creative heads of WCW after resigning from WWF. Russo's impact as the new head booker on WCW's TV shows is felt almost immediately afterward as he attempts to impose the Crash TV booking style he utilized in WWF to turn that company's fortunes around for the better on WCW storylines. So while he did make a difference, it was just too much of a variety in content. And ratings would start to decline and pay-per-views continue to slide. So we'll talk about some debuts. You like debuts?
I like debuts. I like one of the debuts.
You like Tank Abbott.
Yep. Nailed it.
Which I enjoyed his run part of it with, if you watched WCW during this time, with 3 Count. Do you remember 3 Count at all?
I don't.
Look up some footage, Tank Abbott 3 Count on YouTube when you get a chance. It's worth a laugh. That's all it was. So for those that don't know him, he was an MMA fighter. That's it. The other debut is Phil Brooks, which you might recognize him as the Chick Magnet.
The Chick Magnet Punk.
Yep. Which they confirmed that in a recent lawsuit. They asked him what CM stood for, and because he was liable, he had to say.
Here's a link to some video footage for 3 Count.
There you go, Chatteroos.
Who is this guy?
The picture? That's CM Punk.
It's Punk, bro.
No, I was looking at the video, but like Tank Abbott just got floored and then never nothing else.
Oh. February that year, we saw a debut of AJ freaking Styles.
Edge, oh my god.
Former WWE champion now.
Spoiler alert.
It happened already. It's not a spoiler.
I mean, that's
you want a spoiler alert? Here's a spoiler alert. Survivor Series is this Sunday. Daniel Bryan is going to get murdered. There's your spoiler.
Spoiler alert, funerals on Tuesday.
He's not going to beat Brock.
Watch him win.
He's not going to beat Brock.
He's not going to beat Brock. He's going to give him a fight, and then Brock's going to... Either that or AJ Styles is going to come do something.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. Anyway.
So next one, May 21st. How do you say this name?
Keenan Creed.
Keenan Creed. Okay. We'll go with that.
I mean, it's true, but that's okay.
So this...
I don't even know who that is.
This is The Roots, Things Fall Apart, best hip-hop album, 99. It's not wrong. So this is a asterisk debut because it's not his official wrestling debut, but it is his WWF debut. August 9th, Mr. Y2J, Mr. Millennium Man, Chris Jericho.
Obviously, a playoff Y2K.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, me either.
Oh, speaking of people who debuted this year.
Another person. They debuted a rival of AJ Styles, a longtime rival.
Barf.
Diane Branielson. Oh, that's Samoa Joe.
Samoa.
Oh, I skipped. Oh, I skipped up.
You
one.
did.
Good call. I wish I could skip him too.
Yeah, we'll skip him now.
God, look at him. Look at his hair.
Yes, it's the 90s, bro.
Could you imagine I did my hair like that once?
I can't imagine.
I absolutely can't imagine that.
It was for a Desi.
So
remember?
different.
That was awful.
Well, he was not as heavy back then either.
No. He actually looks. I feel like he'd be a lot more popular if he looked like that
Probably.
and didn't act like a doucher.
And try to creep on dudes' wives and kids.
Yeah.
It's weird storylines. Our next one here is Daniel Bryanson.
Daniel Bryanson.
Brian Danielson.
Braniel Danskin.
Which just goes to show you that he didn't make it until 2010 in the WWE. And he started wrestling in 99. It took him 11 years to get there. He had tryouts. He had matches against Cena and like Velocity and other people. But nobody wanted him except the indies. It took him 11 years.
Desi said he saw it. Yeah, he did. He did see my hair. It was
So
dumb. My hair.
And Kurt Angle to close. Well, we have Brian Kendrick. Cool. Sorry, I don't care for him. And Kurt Angle here to close out our debuts.
I love this picture of Kurt Angle just because he's like, drink your milk.
Well, he's so American, wholesome, like that stereotypical what they want the poster boy to be of Wheaties.
Yeah.
Like, and it worked for him. He became a fantastic heel with this character.
Yeah, my favorite part was when he brought the milk truck out to kind of battle Steve Austin's beer truck.
I love that and the moped.
Yeah, the moped.
Mocking the Undertaker.
Yeah.
Some good stuff.
I'll hit up the next category. Since you've been doing a lot of talking, give you a little breakaroonie. So this year, 99 for video games is going to be our next category. Let's see, what do we got? We got started in May. Nintendo started working on what will eventually be the GameCube under the codename Project Dolphin. Why would you call it Project Dolphin?
The shape of the controller?
What was the shape of the controller? Is it the same shape?
No.
No, the demo controller was not shaped like the one we got.
Which one had the boomerang controller?
That was the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Intensity,
intelligence, and integrity.
I know I've mentioned this in previous episodes, but a fun note about Nintendo and their project naming for crap is if you look at the barcodes on the back of the games for the system, they reference the project names. The back of GameCube games has DOLP as part of the product code for every game. The back of Wii games all say RVL for Revolution.
Yeah, I knew
What
that
about
too.
the NX with the Switch? Still
Yeah.
says it, you said?
I think so.
And then also this year in July, gamer Billy Mitchell scores a perfect 3,333,360 points on the Pac-Man arcade game. Now, is this one that was under scrutiny?
Yeah, this one has been thrown out as far as I know.
Yeah.
But this is when he set that record, yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is when it happened.
Yeah, but recently this was thrown out because I can't remember why.
There were faults in the tape. They reviewed it, and there's edits.
Oh, okay. That's what it was then. Now, this next one floors me. Absolutely floors me. Team Fortress 2 is announced for release during the year, but gets delayed until 2007.
We didn't see it until the orange box.
Yeah. Well, you saw it on PC, I think.
PC, yeah.
You didn't see it
Which
on
it was that
consoles
same year.
until the orange box, and that was Xbox 360. That's crazy to me. Let's
That's
see.
a long wait.
Yeah. We got some notable releases. January 15th, we had WCW vs. NWO Thunder for the PS1. Did you guys ever play that?
I did. This game was fun.
I never played it.
The
I
weapons.
just
that
played
you
the
get in this
64
one?
ones.
This one was
Yeah,
fun.
the 64 ones for the win.
No, if you find this one, play this one. This one's worth playing.
You know what was worth playing?
This
What
next
happened
one.
what happened on January 21st was the initial release of Super Smash Bros. On the N64.
Yes. Anyone out there counting down to Ultimate?
I don't have a Switch, so no.
Oh, I am. I can't wait. And we're doing a special episode.
Yep. Aw, sorry, Desi, your thing got deleted.
What happened?
Listen,
You got
Nightbot?
Nightbot's attention.
Caps, yeah.
Fuck it, dude. Nobody learns.
Let's see.
The Hill is silent.
Do that, but I was trying to see if I could do something.
Silent Hill came out on January 31st.
Sorry. I was trying to fix the chat thing for him.
You're good. So this game was amazing. Kicked off a fantastic franchise, which only had probably a few misses, but overall, I think this is a pretty solid franchise. Got yelled at for saying Afro Thunder? Really? Did you say it in caps?
Yeah, it was probably in
that's why.
caps.
Okay, I'm like, what are the triggered words there? Next was WCW Nitro, so we saw this one was for the 64, as well as the PlayStation, as you can see there, later released. This is during the run that THQ was putting out wrestling games, and their games were a lot of fun. This blows my mind, this next one. The very first Mario Party was released.
Yeah, that's really early. It's a lot earlier than I thought.
Which that cover art's confusing because it looks like it could be Mario Party 3.
It does with the 3 block.
Yeah.
It's not,
Yeah.
though.
It should have been a 1 there
Yeah.
because that's confusing.
Yeah.
Because the first 3 Mario Parties were on the 64.
Which ones were?
The first 3.
Oh, yeah.
4, 5, and 6 were on the GameCube. 7, 8, and 9 were on the Wii. And 10 was the only one on the Wii U. And then Super Mario Party now.
Yeah.
Switch.
Yeah.
Obviously, they had the top 100 on the 3DS, and then I think they had a GBA Mario Party as well as a DS Mario Party.
I don't remember much about the existence of the DS one, but I had the GBA one for a while.
I have the DS one.
I liked the GBA one.
They're fine, but
It was very
you don't.
different.
Well, yeah, you don't get the party thing because it's just you. Another notable release. I can't remember. Are you a fan of this franchise at all? I feel like you never talk about it, Eric.
Yes. Yeah. This one is actually my favorite one.
This one's your favorite? 8?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Which I want to get back into so badly. I've never actually beat it, but it's just so much fun.
This one was really good. 7, 8, and 9 were really solid. 10 was solid too. I think that grouping of them were my favorites. This one I added on here. I don't know if a lot of people played it. There are some people I talk to that get super excited about this next entry. And there's other people like, I don't know what it is. Army Men 3D.
I wasn't a fan.
Really? Oh, this franchise is so much fun. Did you ever play with Army Men growing up? Like the actual figures?
I did not.
See, that might be why, too, that you weren't into it. I had the figures growing up, and I used to go to gun shows with my father, and I got a rubber band gun at one of them, and I took the rubber band gun home, obviously, and shot my Army Men with it. I'd set them all up and then shoot them all and knock them down. That was the funnest thing ever. Like, that was amusing to me. Kept hours of my time. And then I build with Lincoln Logs, fortresses, and forts, and then I have battles. Good stuff, man. Loved Army Men.
I never really. The only thing I ever did with like action figures or Army Men or toys like little action figure guys was I used GI Joes, the ones that were super flexible, like you could move their arms and their legs, like bend every little joint, and I used to make them recreate wrestling matches.
Yeah. I did that too.
I did that a lot.
I made a ring out of Legos and cardboard and a pencil for the corners and then rubber bands. So I had like the realistic slams.
Yeah.
What year did the first NFL 2K come out? I believe that was 99, end of 99 for the Dreamcast. Desi? I could be wrong. Pokemon Snap came out this year. Do you guys remember that game?
I loved Pokemon Snap. I played this so long.
Such a simple concept. You just turn the camera and snap a picture and you get graded on your composition.
Yeah, but I think like why I enjoyed it so much is because of the you're like, it's kind of like the same sort of excitement I got watching that new Detective Pikachu trailer. Like you see all of your favorite Pokemon like 3D and
that was revolutionary for this time.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, the only other Pokemon we had was black and white and the slight color, being that it was 99.
Yeah. Like you'd have little yellow tint or red tint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the most fun times I had with PC gaming was with this next one. There you go. That was correct then. Dreamcast. Boom. I didn't even play those games. Nice to remember that. Roller Coaster Tycoon.
I loved this game. I used to make roller coasters, and as people were around them, I would remove like pieces of the track.
So you just killed them?
Yeah, I just killed them. And I would also like trap people in the line. I would get the line super filled up and then like remove the exits, and they can't climb over the rails, so they're just wandering around.
Stuck.
Yeah.
So it's funny that this is on here because we were talking about this today at work. Shout out to Mikey. We were talking about the one cheat, and if you don't know, when it rains in the game, you jack up the umbrella vendor price to $20, which is the max, because they have to buy umbrellas. So you just start getting a bunch of cash from that. And it's the only one they don't have the satisfactory, dissatisfied, like little emoticons or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest way to get money without cheating or entering a cheat code. So.
It's funny that this is on here too, because the other day Amanda and I were watching YouTube videos, and do you know who Freddie W is?
No.
He's a YouTube. He started on YouTube. He started making like special effects videos. Like he would do a lot of special effects stuff. So he made like first person Call of Duty in real life, and then he did like first person Super Mario with like a bunch of like After Effects stuff in it. It's really cool stuff and interesting. He did a whole episode for Roller Coaster Day where he just met a bunch of fans out at Six Flags, and they rode roller coasters and hung out. And he did some of his special effects stuff where he took one of the actual roller coasters and special effect edited out part of the section, so when the cart went up, it flew off. So you saw it in real time, like the coaster flying off, but it's all special effects, and you hear like screams and stuff. It was kind of weird and funny.
I hope that dude has a job working for actual.
He
films.
does. He actually has a. Have you ever heard of Rocket Jump? Rocket Jump Studios.
Rob just mentioned that.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, read the chat.
As soon as he said Freddie W, I said Rocket Jump.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah, he works for Rocket Jump. Or he created Rocket Jump. They have a TV show actually on Hulu called Rocket Jump, where they create like short videos. You should watch an episode if you have Hulu.
I used to. I don't have Hulu anymore, unfortunately.
Well, I think you might be able to find it on YouTube, but
really?
if you want to.
Right on. So this next game is going to be on the PlayStation Classic, which launches in a couple weeks. It is called
I love
Siphon
this
Filter.
game.
This game was really solid when it came out. 9890 Studios were just starting to make an impact. They were the ones that took over, I believe, the Twisted Metal franchise and maybe Cool Borders. I can't remember.
They did. Didn't they do like a sports game too? Sports.
I think they got into the sports games too.
Yeah.
They were a pretty big studio at this time. I'm trying to remember what other notable releases they had, but definitely remember them for those.
Cool Borders, Bust a Groove, Twisted Metal 3 and 4.
So yeah, those are
Jet
NFL
Moto,
Extreme, NFL Game Day,
EverQuest.
Yeah, they're known for a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of sports games.
Yeah, sports for sure. The ones that I played, as mentioned, was the Twisted Metal and Cool Borders.
Oh, NHL Face Off.
I played a lot of Face Off too. That might be where I know them from.
Yeah. Oh, that was a publisher.
Oh.
They published.
But
Yeah.
they were a big
The point is
name.
they were involved.
Yeah, they were a big name during this time.
I'm assuming their name would have been on it too. So.
Yeah. This game was a game changer.
Oh yeah. Tony Hank.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. Holy crap, was this fun.
Yeah.
Soundtrack was good. The gameplay.
Definitely, like Tony Hawk games are my all-time favorite games for soundtracks. Like THPS 2, my favorite soundtrack of all time.
Mm-hmm. These games, for the most part, the early few were great. There are a lot of misses in this franchise. Most notably,
like
the most
4
recent,
and Ride.
Tony Hawk 4, Ride, exactly. But these first two, holy
I heard
crap.
5 wasn't that good either.
No. American
Yeah, the first
Wasteland
two.
was the first 360 game I got, and that was okay.
The first 2 were amazing, but like the third one kind of went into that like realm of how crazy can we get this?
Yeah.
And then it shut me down. I was like, oh, okay.
It turned me off from skating games for a while. It wasn't until Skate.
Oh, dude, I cannot wait for Skate 3 whenever they announce that.
There is a Skate 3.
Skate 4, sorry.
Do you think they'll ever do one?
I hope so.
Because those 3 were really good. Speaking of 3, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis came out this year.
What was it, Resident Evil?
Yep. Which closed out the original style of Resident Evil. 4 would be the first one to go more 3D. Final Fantasy VI was released on PS1 this year. As part of the Anthology collection there, as you can see.
Yeah, in the U.S. it was only available in the Anthology collection, but in Japan it was actually marketed by itself.
Yeah, it was the only way to get it with this. This set right here is a pretty penny if you can find it.
Back when they still carried it at GameStop, it sold for $80-$90 if it was ever in the store every time.
Original case, it's worth the money. I've seen it at pawn shops, but they wanted about that much, and I'm not willing to pay that much for it.
And weirdly, almost nobody gives a crap about the greatest hits release in the Anthology. Like, if you have that, they're like, yeah, I'll give you $15. But
yeah,
the original
the greatest
ones, they're
hits
like...
casing, nobody wants the greatest hits. The original casing.
Because they were oogly as crap, all of them were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Another notable release, GTA 2, which is still the bird's eye view, the overhead camera.
I never played 2.
I dumped so many hours into this game.
I think
it was
I started
ridiculous.
2, I played these in the PS1. This was a lot of fun. The controls were slightly improved in this one. The storyline and the factions were improved. A lot. If you ever go back to these, a lot of what you saw in 3 and future ones, even with the radio stuff, you'll see where it's obviously its roots are from, and they were in these games.
Yeah.
Dreamcast game, one of the best Dreamcast games, came out this year in '99. Man. Sonic Adventure.
Sonic Adventures.
This brought back interest into the franchise, and still to this day, I'll pop this in every few months and play a little bit of it. It's still good.
Yeah. I don't have a Dreamcast anymore.
You should really get one.
I know.
I know a guy that has 3.
I do too.
He's ignoring us.
Yep.
Another game that came out this year would be, in North America that is, my favorite, Pokemon Yellow Special Pikachu Edition.
I'm trying to engage the chat. Y'all ain't reading.
Yes, says Desi. I'm assuming that's for Sonic Adventure.
Yeah, I think he was saying that for the Escape from the City.
I gotcha. And South Park Chef's Love Shack came out this year, which is a game that we still need to play on the show. So that needs to happen. A couple notable things. The Dreamcast launched $99.99 with 19 launch titles. Next game show night, there we go. And the Sony PlayStation 2 was announced. God, that was a VCR looking thing.
Announced. That's crazy.
I was so stoked when that was announced. I was like, I need that. And it wasn't until GTA 3 that I got that, so it took me a little while. Almost, I think, a year into the launch of it.
I think it took me a while, too, because I was still on Dreamcast.
The reason for getting it, and this was the reason for its success, it had a DVD player.
Yep.
It was the most affordable at that time DVD player.
Yeah.
Which is mind-blowing now, because you can get a DVD player for $12.
If that.
Well, the same thing happened with the PlayStation 3. It was the first affordable home Blu-ray player.
Now you can get a Blu-ray player for $30.
Yeah. Well, I remember the PS3 was $600 when it first came out, and everybody was like, well, it's still the cheapest one. A Blu-ray by itself is $1,200. And within a year, the standalone Blu-ray was down to like $400.
It's just crazy to think about. Your average Blu-ray movie was about $50, and then the players themselves were $800 to $1,000 on average. Who the fuck was buying that shit at launch?
I don't know.
Not I, said the fly.
Like, because then you got to think about the TVs at the time. Were they even ready for that? No. Like, so, like, what the fuck is it increasing the quality of?
Nothing. Ouch.
It's just, it's crazy to me.
Definitely not the television that aired this year.
It's just like the early adopters of 3D TVs. Like, that didn't take off. Tech always precedes things.
You see the one above it?
Yeah.
8K? Yeah.
I know 8K. That's commercially available now.
Desi, you don't have 8K TV yet?
Speaking of television, though, let's talk about television.
Yes. The very first episode of Family Guy airs this year.
I was going to say a show that you absolutely love.
I love this show. I loved this show, and then it kind of faded out because there's just so many. And then I started watching again, and I liked it again. Oh, yeah. But it aired after a new episode of The Simpsons, which aired after Super Bowl 33. That's crazy. It was that long ago.
Yeah.
SpongeBob SquarePants premiered on Nickelodeon after the Kids' Choice Awards. Nah.
Fucking love SpongeBob. I at one short period of time, I bought like the first 4 seasons on DVD and watched them. Then I was like, why did I buy these? And I went to a pawn shop and traded them back in.
SpongeBob is so good.
It is good, but I felt really weird owning them. I'm like, I don't need to own this show. Shout out to Rob. Cheers. Hip, hip.
Hooray.
Hooray.
Thanks for that.
Another one of my favorite sitcoms aired this year.
Ended this
Home
year.
Improvement. Oh, it ends.
Yeah.
It ended this year, but it was still one of my favorites.
This show is great.
It's 8-season run with ABC. Home Improvement. So good.
It's just crazy, like, going back and watching those kids grow up.
Yeah. No, it's all on Hulu.
Do you remember the goth phase by the youngest towards the end?
Mark's goth phase, yeah.
Yeah.
I literally just watched the episode where him and his Indian friend, they don't call him Indian friend, but he's of Indian descent. His friend.
Indian or Native American?
Yeah. His friend.
No, there's a difference.
What'd you say?
I said there is a difference.
There is.
Just want clarity.
So him and his friend they were making a horror movie for one of his classes or something, and at the end they used their family for actors in it, and they were going to chop off their parents' heads, and they're like Tim and
Jesus.
they were just like, what the fuck? Is he gonna really chop our heads off? No. After that, there were a couple debuts for this year.
Awesome cartoon, I must add here.
Yeah, Batman Beyond, which I've actually never seen.
Oh,
We already talked about this when we were in Ohio.
gotta watch it.
But that's okay. I understand you not remembering. Nobody remembers anything in Ohio.
Ohio's for lovers. A fantastic
dyers.
cartoon and one of the best cartoons of all time debuted this year. Futurama. I loved this show.
It's all right.
No, it is amazing.
Okay. I don't like The Simpsons, so
Oh, what?
yeah.
I love The Simpsons. This next one, have you watched Home Movies?
I've watched some of it.
That's a great show, too.
Yeah. I this is where you get your first taste of the actor who does Coach, H. John Benjamin. Thanks, Rob.
Yeah.
You know you can say it out loud.
Yeah, why are you not talking, Rob? His mic is off.
Why?
He's just typing. Too much echo, apparently. Okay.
His mic was never on.
Yeah, I don't know. Spider-Man Unlimited, debut, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. I really liked that show, too.
I did too.
No!
Thanks, Desi.
No! The show was fantastic.
Thanks, Boo. Spoderman's Unlimiteds. Ooh, so now we're getting to the good part. Let's see how many Eric doesn't know
Film.
or hasn't seen.
Top 10 films.
Top 10. Hit me with the first one, Trev.
So I got a little bit of information on this one as well, of course. I can't just say things without adding. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom freaking Menace.
I love this movie still. I don't care.
I'll circle back. I'll circle back, like you said. Then. So.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I like it. A lot of people shit on this.
No,
Yeah.
But, fun fact, April 17th, fans began lining up at cinemas in Westwood and Hollywood to buy tickets for this. April 17th. The film would release May 16th in LA and May 19th in the US. Let that sink in. A month in advance.
Yeah, what do we do now? We do what, 3 months in advance now?
Well, yeah, we pre-order now, but like this was, we buy them online, but this was unheard of back then. Like the craze for this film was astronomical.
Well,
It
yeah,
almost
'cause
grossed $1 billion for at this time. It was one of the highest grossing films of all time. This is before 3D. This is before $15 movie ticket prices. Like, this is back when it was $5.
Shit, yeah. $7.50 was expensive.
Yeah, $7.50 was like expensive to go see movies back then.
Yeah. Needless to say, making almost $925 million, it was the highest grossing film. Yeah, Desi, we did see it in theaters, and it's fucking great. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, no, I enjoy it. Fight us.
One of my favorite fight scenes is was Obi-Wan and
Darth Maul.
Yeah.
Yeah. The music, the score.
Yeah, Dueling of the Fates or whatever. Duel of the Fates.
Yeah.
That's my all-time favorite Star Wars song.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. The second top grossing. What? This is very weird how our Qui-Gon Jinn forever. This is weird how our thing looks or shows this, Trav, because it looks like this next movie, second top grossing was The Sixth Sense, but it looks like the distributor is Disney on our sheet.
Is it not?
I guess I don't know.
I don't know.
But yeah, it grossed $672 million that year. Which did you see the twist coming?
I didn't.
I didn't.
I thought it was something, but I don't remember. I thought so. So yeah, Disney was the distributor. So
Trevor says more like Qua he gone.
What? I enjoyed The Sixth Sense. I liked it a lot. I don't think it blew my mind when the twist happened.
It didn't blow my mind, but I was just like,
it was a good twist.
Okay.
It was one of those that made sense.
It was a really good twist, but I like Travis. I don't like. Everybody talks about it like it was some sort of revelatory film experience, and I'm like, I mean, it was good, and I didn't see that coming at all. But I wasn't like wandering home in a daze, questioning my own existence afterwards. I was just like, huh, holy shit.
Just had an existential crisis after watching this film. Like, oh fuck, am I alive right now? Our next one coming in at number 3 in the top 10 for the year, Toy Story 2, which they're working on at number 4 now, which is again crazy.
I wish they would not do that.
Okay, you need to calm down. I'm super excited. I like the
tagline
for this movie.
Man. You can't make that super emotional number 3 and then just be like, no, just kidding.
Yeah, I was okay with ending on 3.
No, you're right. They could have stopped at 3, but
They
that doesn't
should
mean
have
we
stopped
can't
at
be excited for 4.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
But seriously, I love the tagline for this movie
The boys are back.
Yeah, because it always makes me think of the boys are back in town.
The toys are back in town.
That came in with $485 million, which is actually
bucks.
only $12 million over our number 4 top grossing movie for the year, which was
Ladies and gentlemen, that's math.
The Matrix.
This movie,
22.
this blew my mind. I don't.
This
care
movie
who
was
you are.
great. Desi and I saw this in theaters too.
Yeah, this is one of those where I left after watching like, holy fuck, he dodged a bullet.
Okay, 2 major things about this movie. First of all,
and it's great too. It's super great.
I did not realize it came out the same year as Toy Story 2 until I did this episode. That messed with me pretty badly.
Yeah.
I just because they don't like they seem like they're from completely disparate times in history.
And
Yeah,
like
one's
100,
like,
so.
hey, I'm still a happy little boy too. I'm like, holy shit, bullets.
And the second
slow
thing,
motion.
I missed out on this.
What?
I didn't see The Matrix for the first time until late 2000, right before I moved to Ann Arbor.
No, dude, we saw this in theaters. We had it on
Yeah.
a fucking laser disc.
I didn't have it on Laserdisc, but I saw
I
this
think I
in
have
theaters.
this on Laserdisc.
Desi and I even like cut school for the second and the third one to go see it in theaters on opening day.
Oh, the third one was such a disappointment, though.
I enjoyed
They're
all
good.
of them, man.
I enjoyed them, but they are not as good as the first.
They could have been better, but I thoroughly enjoyed them.
Yeah, I still enjoyed them.
You got to remember, Rob, I'm 6 years younger than you, so like when it came out, I was still in that mindset of, oh shit, dude, this is great.
No, dude, I went and saw 3 in the theater opening day, but what killed me was the entire ending sequence being waiting for Neo to go Super Saiyan the whole time. Literally, it was a Dragon Ball fight
you were
the entire
older than
time.
me at the time, so you were probably like, I'm sophisticated now.
Desi says the movie was everything when we first saw it.
It was.
So this
So
next
good.
one, it's okay. It's okay. Tarzan, I'm gonna get some heat from my wife on this one.
No, it was all right. Music was all right. You'll be.
But I'll make up for it with this next one if you want to take it. This is one of her favorites.
Yeah, number 6 on the top 10 list for this year is The Mummy.
Loved this
it.
movie.
This movie's really good.
Yeah. Wasn't great. Wasn't like anything to write home about, but it was really, really fun to watch.
Yeah.
Really
It's a
funny.
good adventure.
The next one, however, I did not care for.
Notting Hill,
Yeah.
not for me.
Never even seen it.
for me.
Notting for me.
Although the one that's number 8 is actually super good. The World Is Not Enough, James Bond.
I do love a good James Bond movie.
I enjoy them. I like all of them. They're fun.
Goldeneye or Get Out.
Fuck yeah, The Mummy.
Goldeneye or Get Out.
Bones, 1 million.
1 million.
American Beauty came in at number 9 this year, grossing $356 million. Not one of my favorites.
I'll just say that Mina Suvari scene.
Freeze frame. But I do want to say the one that you're going to close out with number 10 was one of my favorites from this year and still holds strong as one of my top films.
I've never seen this.
You are missing nothing. It is trash incarnate.
It is not. This is such a fun... Dude, okay, time out.
No, it's
Rob,
okay. This is not.
Not
this
Lock
is not-
Steady Rob, but Rob, the dick puncher of Rabbit, Rob, and I and our friend Matt filmed a short movie for a high school project inspired by this movie. We called it Dude Where's the Killer Project. And it is available on my personal YouTube channel if you're bored and want to watch a crappy high school film project.
So,
Second,
The reason why I didn't see it is because at the time this came out, I was not into horror movies. I was very much like, I hate horror movies. They scare me. I get too scared easily. But now I want to go back and watch it.
And watch the recent one and the second one. Just watch all 3 of them. Please do that. And
I'm
Bones,
going to. I have a lot of stuff.
The second was better because they made it like a Hollywood film rather than an independent film. So
Yeah.
I do enjoy the Book of Shadows, the second one. But this is so much fun because it kicked off this found footage cinema verte style of Hollywood films that we saw in overabundance of here in this last decade. But ultimately, it was new.
I just
for this
recently
time.
started watching VHS, but I was so tired in the middle, I had to turn it off. But
VHS is another good
really,
one.
it was really interesting so far.
Yeah, VHS is cool. Watch all 3 of those as well.
That whole part where they were like, he found the video of the guys in the hotel room, like the guys who went back to the hotel room and wanted to do it with those girls.
Yeah.
And then one of them turns out, that fucked me up for a little bit.
So I want to say here also, October 11th, production for the Lord of the Rings film trilogy began, which we would see a simultaneous release of those, which was at 2001, 2002, 2003, December, I believe.
Of all 3, I think.
Of all 3, so back to back to back. Those are another franchise that was mind-blowing, especially for what they were able to do.
Oh, yeah.
November 24th, Toy Story 2, which we talked about, sequel to the 95 film. Toy Story is released in theaters across the U.S. and becomes an even bigger critical and commercial hit than the original, which is a rarity for a sequel. Ultimately, which is why we're talking about the 4th one coming out here soon. Let's talk about some notable films here. Did you make it as a collage?
I did.
So we'll run
Yes,
through this here. We'll do our normal with Mr. Rabbit. Have you seen it? Have you not? Or if you have.
Okay, hold on. Let me go through the list.
He's going to throw up the collage here.
Okay, there's 2 on there that I haven't. There are 3 on there I haven't seen.
What's happening with the collage?
There's no audio there. Hang on.
Are you still with us?
I am.
Yeah, no, it just turns off. Like it didn't crash.
All right, we still good with audio?
Yeah.
Travis,
All right.
so there's 3 on here I haven't seen, by the way.
3 you haven't seen. All right, I'm going to guess them as we go through.
Okay.
Ed TV, you haven't seen it.
Correct.
Okay, there's 1. It was a good film. 10 Things I Hate About You, you have seen that one.
Correct.
Did you like it?
I love 10 Things I Hate About You.
And again, I put on these as notable because I think they're notable. So,
Yeah.
of course, I like these films. Idle Hands, you've seen.
I love this movie. It's great.
Spy Who Shagged Me, I know you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
Big Daddy, I know
We
you've
actually
seen.
we watched Spy Who Shagged Me when we were in Ohio.
Such
It
a
was
good
on
movie.
TV. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
Yeah, it was just on TV. I didn't change it.
Big Daddy, which is like, I feel like I'm living that life right now as a dad of a little boy.
30 packets of ketchup.
I feel like I would too. Like if my wife's ever out of town for an extended period of time, I feel like I just throw newspaper down everywhere. Good luck, little guy.
Yeah, I have seen that one.
This movie here now is the one that I've seen the most out of any movie ever in theaters. South Park
Really?
the movie. I saw it
I've
like 7 times, I think, in theaters.
I've seen it a lot, but I didn't see it in theaters actually. I don't think. Oh no, I did.
Yeah, it was so good.
Yeah.
So what are we at? 1 so far that you haven't seen?
Yep.
Okay, Wild Wild West, I know you've seen.
Yep.
Great film. American Pie, you've definitely seen that.
Yep.
That's a really good one. I'm gonna go with Yay on Iron Giant.
Yep.
You've seen? That's another.
I have.
Good. Fight Club, yes, you have to have seen that. If you haven't, you're done.
Yeah, I have. Yeah.
That movie is amazing. Pokemon, the first movie.
Is this the Japanese one? Because the picture looks Japanese.
It's the Japanese cover art for it.
It's the Japanese cover art because that's the first
Okay,
version
but this
of
is the one that had Mewtwo in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I've
So
seen it.
you've seen that one. Sleepy Hollow, I'm gonna go with no. You haven't seen that one.
That would be correct.
So 2 for 2. I'm pretty good at this game.
You're getting better at it.
I am getting better. Deuce Bigelow, I know you've seen, which is
Yep.
hilarious as hell. Stuart Little, I'm assuming you've seen.
Yep.
And then obviously Man on the Moon, you have not seen.
Correct.
I nailed it. Holy crap.
You did.
Man on the
Good job.
Moon, if you're a wrestling fan, you should really watch that one.
Man on
and
the
it's
Moon?
Jim Carrey.
I mean,
So.
you should watch that movie in general because it's actually really, really
It's
good.
a really well done documentary-ish
Which one?
film. Man on the Moon.
Oh,
Do yourself a favor and watch that one.
shit did.
Let's talk about Sunday Butts.
Shit did.
Amy
While you talk
Adams.
about these debuts, do you mind if I take a legals?
Yeah, I can.
Push it through for a sec. I'll be right back.
Yeah,
It
I
shouldn't
can-
take too long.
Is push it. Oh. Ah! What the fuck is that? That's the best image you could find?
It was my favorite one.
Oh, she looks so different here.
It wasn't the best one, but it was my favorite.
She's improved with age, oddly enough. Kevin says the documentary was amazing. So yeah, Drop Dead Gorgeous was her debut. So we have Zoe Deschanel, which she looks so different too.
Weirdly, yes, because she doesn't at the same time. Like, she both does and does not look different.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Is she in Elf with Will Ferrell?
I have no idea, but she
is that Zoe Deschanel?
Zoe is the main character of New Girl, which is where I recognize her from most prominently.
Who is
I'm
in
not sure
Elf?
about Elf.
Look that up. Fact check that for me.
Actually, Kevin should know this. He likes Elf.
She doesn't have her bangs. Well, there's
I mean,
kind of
she's definitely got
there.
bangs there, buddy.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It is her in Elf. Thank you. Okay. Thanks, Bones.
Do you
I was
think?
gonna say I'm sometimes really bad with actors and actresses.
Well, Kevin was the one that said it's her and Elf. Bones
Yeah.
just agreed.
Yeah. So thanks, guys. Colin Farrell in The War Zone. I don't even know if I know that movie. He looks super
I've
young.
never even heard of it.
Which, Eric has a blast. Jesus, Raven. Was Colin Farrell in that one horror movie remake?
Was he Bullseye in Daredevil? Yes, he was.
No. The horror movie remake. What was that? You're killing me. You're supposed to know things.
You're going to have to come a little more
Colin
particular than that horror movie
Farrell.
remake.
He was also, wasn't he in the Total Recall?
I do believe you are correct. He was the lead in the Total Recall remake.
He was in something I really liked, and I can't remember the name of it. He's going to be in Dumbo. Fright Night. So, Phone Booth was really good, says Desi. Fright Night, though. The Fright Night remake.
I still haven't seen that.
You should watch that. That was a really well done remake.
I actually really enjoyed the original 2 Fright Night movies.
You should watch this one.
I never got around to seeing the remake.
Definitely do yourself a favor and watch that one. James Franco debuted in Never Been Kissed, which he's one that hasn't really changed much.
Yeah, that could have been him yesterday.
David Tennant is in that.
In which, Kevin? Fright Night or...
Yeah, Kevin, which one?
Hold on, I'm trying to guess who this is. Is this James Franco? Never Been Kissed. Got it.
Got it.
How would you even have to guess? That is clearly him, dead center.
Yeah.
No,
Zach
but that's also Devin
Galifianakis.
Sawa on the right, I think, right?
Maybe.
I was just trying to guess who.
I'm gonna go with
which
no.
one we're on in the list.
Fright Night. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Even more reason to see Fright Night. I did not know that.
You need to watch Fright Night. So
Oh,
good.
dude, yeah, Fright Night. David Tennant was the bad guy, or the main guy rather.
Yeah.
And it had
you've seen it.
Anton Yelchin was the main guy. Rip Anton Yelchin.
Yeah. Zach Galifianakis, which this dude's hilarious.
Couldn't find a thing for this.
Surprise, surprise! Couldn't find a picture of him.
For Flushed.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of that.
Me neither.
Must be an independent. Hugh Jackman, which this is crazy to think that he got his film debut in '99 right before his start in X-Men. He was a stage performer before getting involved in film.
Yeah.
So as old as he is, he got a pretty late start in acting. In film, that is.
Yeah. What movie was this that he was in?
This was for Paperback Hero.
Oh.
He would then go on just a short year later into the X-Men film, where he is
really?
now forever known as Wolverine.
Oops.
Chris Klein in Election, which you
Which
probably
is
wow,
another
that's super
weird
young.
thing to consider because American Pie.
Yep. So it was real quick that he was in this and then got recognized in American Pie. Ashton Kutcher in
And then
Coming
fell off
Soon.
the earth,
Yeah,
actually.
he did fall off. Flush was an animated film about a rat.
You know what, Bones? That could be, and that would
That
explain
might
why I
be.
couldn't find a picture of him in it.
Why
Yeah,
does
it
it look
was.
like he's
Oh, no.
doing something to himself there?
No, it's just. For some reason, Google wanted me to really, really look at Flushed Away. Oh no, it's Flushed Away. That's what you're
Flushed
thinking.
Away
Oh,
was
yeah.
the animated one.
Yeah, that's correct. No, Flushed actually has a live action, like regular cover art for the movie. It's a live movie. But I'd never heard of it before, so
Yeah, I don't know it.
Who is
So
that?
we have
Is that?
here, what?
Oh, that's Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah, he looks like he's doing something there. It's inappropriate.
That's Ashram Kitchen.
and I cropped that picture, just so you know.
Or was it because he was doing that something?
No, it's actually not even that kind of fun. Literally, it's just him leaning against a wall making that face. Semi-shirtless.
Was he getting punked?
Ah.
Yeah. Remember that show? Allie Larder in
Ellie
Varsity
Larder
Blues.
is pretty gorge, dude.
Did you ever watch Heroes?
I did.
Yeah.
I
And
loved
she was
that
also in
series
Final
for a
Destination.
season and a half.
I was going to say the first 2 seasons were good. After that, it was repeated.
I
fun
enjoyed
fact
all of
about-
it, but yeah, it didn't get any better.
A fun fact about this picture, you asked me if that was the best picture I could have found of Amy Adams. I'm surprised you're not giving me crap about this one, considering the first search result for images for her in this movie is just the whipped cream bikini.
That's what should have been used.
I figured, go out on a semi.
We had baby dicks, okay?
Yeah, I know. And like WWE, we are becoming more family friendly as we progress.
I just said baby dicks.
You can say baby dicks, you just can't show baby dicks.
You put a baby dick on my head.
I did, and it was hilarious.
If you're wondering what year that was, check out our All the Good Culture series on YouTube. Check out what I believe was the year 1993.
50 points to whichever house finds it first.
Yeah,
go Gryffindor.
I could be wrong which year it was, but go back and watch All the Good Culture.
Do you remember when Chris Evans was in that parody movie? I think it was Not Another Teen Movie.
Not Another Teen Movie, yeah.
He did the whipped cream bikini.
He did.
I should have put that image up for her at first.
That would have been confusing. Allie, you've changed.
This next one was one that I didn't realize until somebody mentioned it a couple weeks ago that was him. Justin Long in Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I read that and I'm like,
yeah.
Whoa, really? And then I found the picture and I'm like, holy crap.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
That's clearly him.
Nice buzz cut, haircut.
Yeah. I was sitting here thinking that one of his first movies was Dodgeball, but nope.
You can dodge a wrench.
You can dodge a ball. Next up, we got Kate
balls.
Mara in Random Hearts.
Wow.
Oh, wow, that's Kate Mara. Okay.
Yeah.
She was in something recently. I remember because her nose tilts up a little bit like that, and she kind of looks like someone from
She has a sister
Whoville.
that acts as well, Rooney.
Rooney Mara. It's not Rooney Mara though. That I'm thinking. Kate Mara was in something. Oh, Shooter. That's what she was in.
Is that
She
the
played
Mark
The
Wahlberg?
movie or the show?
Yeah, the Mark Wahlberg vehicle.
Oh.
Yeah. I actually didn't mind that.
I know. I really like Shooter.
Who's
She
the
was
lead
also
female in
Martian
the show?
And 127 hours, and then Happy Thank You More Please. So,
Happy
anyway,
Thank You More Please is
next
the
up we got
movie from...
first showing of Melissa McCarthy.
See, he just can't even hear me, and this is killing me.
He's just going on. Rob's trying to talk.
You are straight up talking over me. This is
hear
why
you,
I
Rob.
turned my mic off.
What did you say, Rob?
Well, first I asked who played the female lead in the Shooter TV series.
The Shooter TV series. Who played the female lead?
And then Happy Thank You More Please is the movie made by the guy that played Ted Mosby, if I'm correct. I'm asking.
I don't think it was. Hold on. Let's see. Julie Swagger was played by Chantel Van Santen. And then, let's see.
Yeah, that totally is Ted Mosby's movie.
Happy Thank You More Please. Yes, it was by Josh Radnor, and Malin Acumen was in it. What was his name? Josh Radnor also did Liberal Arts with Elizabeth Olsen.
Who's an Avenger?
Oh,
She is.
that's...
She's my favorite Avenger. Is he
she?
talking?
No, he's having an epiphany.
Jeez, oh, like the new one?
Possibly.
What was her name? Van Santen? Chantel Van Santen.
Let's go to the next actress while we're waiting on that.
Okay. Our next one here is Melissa McCarthy
Oh!
in Go.
Yes, I remember her in Flash. She was Patty Spivot.
Which Melissa McCarthy has had a somewhat successful career as a supporting actress in a lot of things. She's had obviously her own solo films.
Yeah.
But I think her best stuff that I've seen personally, and I haven't seen all of it, so if I'm saying this wrong or misled, her best stuff has been her in the supporting roles.
I think one of my favorite movies that she's been in is Heat or The Heat.
Is that the one with Sandra Bullock?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We know way too much information about random stuff.
That's okay.
Which is maybe why we do a show.
How about that?
Interesting. Simon Pegg in Tube Tales is our next debut.
Tube Tales.
This dude is a dude that has always looked older.
That's not from the movie.
Okay, I was gonna say
that
like
is a recent picture.
Okay, I'm like, why is he always looking older? Because this doesn't look right. Like you're just born old.
Like
and this one, I didn't realize that this person started in this movie, but Sean William Scott in American Pie.
I didn't know that either. Like, this is his debut?
This is his debut, yeah.
Like, damn.
He knocked it out of the park.
He's a funny dude.
Yeah, he is.
I'm really sad his career took the downturn that it did, because a lot of the stuff that he's in, he's really good. Bulletproof Monk, I really enjoyed. He was obviously in Evolution.
You can only play the douchebag comic relief frat boy for so long.
You know what my favorite movie of his is that he's in? Is the one with Paul Rudd, Role Models.
Yeah.
What is that movie?
Okay, why he's thinking? I don't know. That wraps up our section.
I thought you were moving on.
So our last topic of the show, if you will.
Stark Raving Mad, I think is the
Stark
movie.
Raving Mad, he says, is the movie.
Yep, it is. Stark Raving Mad.
It is, he says. If you can hear
Stark Raving Mad. Tell him to hang on a second.
Hang on. Hey, it's TC.
What's up, TC?
What's up, TC? Welcome to the show.
Popping in the last segment.
Last segment.
If you haven't seen it, see Stark Raving Mad. It's a movie that Sean William Scott got the lead in, but it's like way lesser known. And it's like to what you were saying a minute ago about like you can only play the douchey jock so many times. Not at all his character in that movie in any way, shape, or form. Just like in Bulletproof Monk. Two movies where he's not that character, and he does a really phenomenal job.
Interesting. I'll have to find that movie and watch it. So our last topic here, as mentioned, is music, which we have ended, I believe, most, if not all, of these episodes now on.
Except for when we were doing comics, yeah.
Yeah. So, why does it say that you're streaming 2K19? It shouldn't, because we're not.
I double checked. You changed all that.
I don't know. Sorry to let you down, TC.
The Go Live notification is different.
He's like, fuck, I'm leaving.
And I always forget about it.
Sorry, TC. We're not doing that. This is a year, I think, that for some of us, at least Eric and myself, the formative years, we're ending junior high, probably beginning high school.
Yeah.
And it was the music that we were like trying to be cool and listen to. Some of these things that you'll probably say, hey, I remember that. I loved this. Yeah. And some of these things you'll be like,
why did you listen
to this? But some notable things that happened, and again, 99 was a big year for memories, so I had to include a lot of things. And some of you viewers are going to be like, yeah. Anyways, February 9th, NSYNC, you remember them? Released their third single from their debut album, God Must Have Spent a Little More Time on You.
Yep.
Which peaks in the top 10 in the pop charts.
Did you listen to that?
I'll admit I was an NSYNC fan.
I was both NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Rob's over here laughing. Fuck you.
Yeah, no,
I'm only laughing because that
out.
means all three of us did that.
Okay. Dude, I definitely was jamming to the CDs.
All three of us?
I would never have admitted it then.
I'm admitting it live in there.
Dude,
well, I'm admitting it now.
For my 13th birthday, I got Millennium by Backstreet Boys at my birthday party.
You see, there you go.
In front of all my friends.
My very first concert was at the Allegan County Fair in West Michigan with my mother in like 96 or 97, the Backstreet Boys.
Man, I'm kind of jealous, to be honest with you.
Yeah, first concert. And my motive was, for one, I liked the music. Two, I would be the only dude. So, that was nothing but a sea of females who didn't want me and they wanted them.
Yeah. So. February 24th, Lauryn Hill makes history at the 99 Grammy Awards by being the first female artist to win 5 Grammys in one night, which she totally fucking deserved.
Hell yeah. Phenomenal. That's an understatement.
Yeah. She is the AJ Styles of Grammys.
She could barely hold them on there, too.
Yeah. It kind of looks photoshopped, but it's not.
No, that's legit. She won those.
I don't think she is holding. No, she's holding all 5.
So, March 23rd, one of my favorite childhood bands and still in my top list of favorite bands, Green Day. They released Nice Guys Finished Last, the lead track, as well as the 4th and final single off their 97 album, Nimrod, and was their last single to be released in the 20th century. As you know, the 90s are winding down, and the 20th century came to an end.
Yeah.
This next one is Eric's favorite.
Yeah, on April 1st, on April 1st, the Backstreet Boys released their smash hit, I Want It That Way. And I will tell you what, I do this shit at karaoke all the time.
I love Blink-182's mocking of this video.
Yeah, all the small things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
Where they're like...
the airport, the suit, like just the
nipple tweaking.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah, that was good.
On June 2nd, Backstreet Boys smashes their old first week sales record of Garth Brooks's 1.08 million with Millennium, which you had mentioned, which sold over 1.13 million in its first week. And was the first album to sell over 500,000 copies at least 2 weeks. The album holds the number 1 first week sales record of the 90s.
Jeez, and that's
everyone I know had this album. This, I believe, is my wife's favorite album by them. Had most
really
of their best songs off this album. It was just good. And everything was like 2K or Millennium or 2000 this year because it was the impending Y2K doom of everything.
Yeah.
So
all our computers are going to freeze.
Do not own this album.
The banks are going to go down.
The banks, everything was going to crash at the stroke of midnight once the clock started and ended.
Yeah.
Everything would crash and just come to an end. That was everyone's fear.
We were sitting in our living room as we were like waiting for 99 to switch over to 2000. Everybody's like, and as soon as it like hit midnight, I was sitting there thinking like afterwards, like, cause nothing happened. I was sitting there. I was like, wait a second.
Just waiting.
Wouldn't it have happened like? Wouldn't it have happened at like
12 hours earlier in Japan?
Yeah, like 9 o'clock in California, or like.
Yeah, I was gonna say at least hours earlier.
Well, California's after us.
Well, that's what I mean, but like, it would have been 12 o'clock for us, but
East Coast.
Yeah, would have been 9.
East Coast.
Anyway,
there's no time zone.
June 13th, S Club 7 debuted at number 1 in the UK on the UK singles chart with their first single "Bring It All Back" and become the largest vocal group to enter at the top.
I never listened to them. They weren't my jam.
I don't even know who that is, to be honest.
I never even heard of them until we did this.
It's UK. They were super popular in UK. They were on those now that's what I call music things.
Oh yeah.
So they were real popular with that. Another one of my favorite bands, especially during this time period, and their best album in my opinion. June
really,
22nd.
I think it's tied with one of their other albums.
No,
for me,
this is their best album. Their second album, Significant Other, debuted at number 1 on the Billboard 200 with 643,874 copies sold in its first week. The album launches them into mainstream success. Man, was I obsessed with this band, and holy crap, did everyone have the red New York Yankees hats on backwards.
Thanks, Rob. That's my favorite album.
No, you're wrong.
I said it's my favorite album. It can be my favorite album. You can like whatever you want.
No.
It's an opinion, and it's my opinion, and it's correct. So, fuck you.
It's wrong.
Yep. I didn't realize after like so many years that chocolate starfish and hot dog flavored water meant butthole and pee-pee.
Yeah. See, he's the butthole, and they're all the pee-pee water. Stupid. So stupid. I say fuck on this track. That's 47 fucks in this fucked up rhyme.
Yeah. Desi said CSATHFW. Chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water.
Soft.
I thought Raven said he didn't have this one. I was about to lose my mind, but he did. This is a good album.
Anyways, that time period though, to be a Limp Bizkit fan, holy crap, was it good?
It was, yeah.
And I'm not dissing the Chocolate Starfish album. That was good. But Significant Other.
No, that album was really good. Like, I actually didn't listen to the whole album. Like, I've never actually listened to the whole album. I've heard random songs. But there was a song off that album that I heard recently on a playlist or something, and I was like, oh my god, this song fucking rocks. What song was it? It was... I think it was...
Boiler is amazing off the Chocolate Starfish album.
Boiler is, yeah. What was just like that?
Nookie and Break stuff, yeah. Anyway, June 28th, Britney Spears embarked her first concert tour, Baby One More Time tour. The tour only reached North America and garnered a positive review, but generated some controversy due to her racy outfit and accusation of lip syncing. Britney Spears lip syncing? No. But holy crap, was she the hottest thing ever?
Oh yeah,
literally and metaphorically.
That Baby One More Time.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like, you know how there's always the popular costume every Halloween by what happens? Like, when The Dark Knight came out, everyone had to be the Joker. When Suicide Squad was the thing, everyone had to be Harley Quinn. Yeah. I guarantee the schoolgirl outfit for, like, people a little bit older than us at this time had to have been that slutty costume for that year.
Yep.
Guarantee that had to have been all the rage. And, man, if I was only a few more years older.
Right.
And I mean that in all the best way.
Oh, show me what you got. Sorry. I was trying to figure out what song it was.
Oh, yeah. That's the Mission... Is that the Mission Impossible? No.
No.
Show me what you got with Significant Other, though.
Yeah. Mission Impossible song was...
That was on Chocolate Starfish.
Take a look around.
Take a look around. Yeah, that was on Chocolate Starfish.
Also a good track.
Desi says Team Christina. You know, you're not wrong. Christina Aguilera.
No, you're not
her
wrong.
Dirty music video, which was not 99, but yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Agreed, though.
September 17th, rapper Eminem is sued by his mother for $10 million, claiming that public comments he made about her were slanderous and had caused emotional stress and financial harm. She eventually collects a mere $1,600 settlement in 2001. Yeah. God, what a career he has had.
Yeah. Especially recently with his new album, it's so good. Kamikaze.
No.
It's better than everything that he's done recently.
Well, the album right before it was hot garbage.
Yeah. I think it goes like after Marshall Mathers LP, then it goes to like this one.
Marshall Mathers LP2 was decent.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to shit at him these days. Well, whatever. I could go on to a long spiel.
Yeah.
About that. So, let's talk about chart toppers, though, for music. Maybe a little bit of thought that you had on these. Britney Spears' Baby One More Time, we talked about already. That was the #1 song of the year.
Good jam.
No surprise.
I remember the first time I heard this song. I was sitting at my friend Tom's house, and we were playing...
Which one? One More Time?
Yeah. What were we... we were listening... We were playing something... we just turned off the South Park Chef Aid album and then put this in. Like, go from one to the other. That's
#2 here, Lou Bega, Mama Number 5.
Love this song.
New Year's Eve, Y2K. You know, we're all counting down. This song, I was DJing a party with my friend iRob from the show. Him and I went to a party with my dad, a bunch of his friends. So I brought my big boombox, the giant speakers, and I DJ'd. Yeah. And some guy in a wheelchair was like dancing and doing rolly things in it, and kept asking for this song. We probably listened to it 30 times that night.
Yeah,
that's
bought
what I
this
think of
album.
most with this one.
I bought this album and listened to it religiously, and I think my mom absolutely hated this CD after a while. Same with the Hanson album.
Yeah,
that Mbop was on. Like so I was just in that age range where, like, that was the cool stuff.
Another thing that wasn't so good was Eiffel 65. That was the number 3 song. You remember that? Blue Dabba Dee?
Yeah, no, I know who Eiffel is.
Yeah. The rest of their stuff, I couldn't name another song. This is the only one.
Nope.
TLC, though, they were definitely more than a one-hit wonder. No Scrubs was the
I
number
don't
4
want
song.
no scrubs. Scrubs is a guy that can't
you
get no
remember
love from me. Do you remember the remix, the No Pigeon song that somebody made? I can't remember who it was. Somebody did a cover.
It was awful.
It was awful.
It
And
was
number
awful.
5 was the Backstreet Boys, of course. I Want It That Way. I'm shocked, though, that it was beat by Blue and No Scrubs.
Yeah, me too. Especially by selling so much.
Nah,
Right.
Scrubs I get, but Blue, come on.
But that's the thing you got to consider was the club scene, though. And, like, the dancing.
Yeah.
And, like, that was big at this time period.
Now let's get to the top 10.
Oh,
Yeah,
Andrea
rip left
Lana.
eye.
Yeah, Andrea Lana says. So
Rest
let's
in
talk
peace.
about your favorite tracks, if you can remember any, as we go through these top 10.
Yeah.
So I'll take number 1 here. My wife's favorite album, Backstreet Boys Millennium.
It's a good
Favorite
album.
track off of that.
My favorite track off that?
Mm-hmm.
Give me a sec. I feel like I can't remember the names of them right now for some reason.
Larger Than Life was mine.
Oh yeah, Larger Than Life was good.
Good song.
And
Damn good song. It was in Napoleon Dynamite too.
I Need You, or was it? Don't Want You Back was another one too.
You know what's funny about that? It goes from I Don't Want to Lose You Now to I Don't Want You Back in the track order of that album.
Yeah, I saw that.
I want to lose you now, but don't want you back.
BSB
Like, what the
number
fuck?
one.
Make up your mind, you fucking bipolar BSB.
So next we have the Britney Spears "Baby One More Time" album.
Which, I mean, that song, I think, is...
Gee, I wonder what everyone's favorite song
for me, is
was.
that song.
Mine is "You Drive Me Crazy."
Was that on the album, or was it a bonus track? Because it was
What?
for a movie soundtrack.
"You Drive Me Crazy" was?
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a song on this album called "Email My Heart."
Email My Heart?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Oh my
look
God,
that up, though,
Sonny,
'cause I'm
Sonny Bono
thinking-
was a writer on one of these songs on Britney Spears'
Drive Me
album.
Crazy, I want to say that was for the movie. That wasn't off that album. It might have been
Number
released as
9
a
was
bonus
Thinking
track.
About You, Andrea. Yeah, but there's one of the songs on here that it's called "The Beat Goes On," and it was written.
It was the
by,
Cher cover.
It was written by Sonny Bono.
Yeah, it's a Cher cover.
It's so crazy.